Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Dadas Show, coming to you from Panari Hotel here in Nairobi. I'm your host, Ashiko Mbone. As our name suggests, Dadas Show aspires to promote the spirit of sisterhood, solidarity and inclusivity amongst the women of Kenya. And we do this by creating an open and a safe platform for women to discuss any and all issues pertaining to their health and well-being, their lifestyle and career, their families, among other topics. We also take pride in having the conversations that matter, not only to women, but to society at large. Now, today, we want to discuss something that is very, very key to all of us. Hope, purpose, and having a career that definitely fulfills you, and that is one of your dreams. In this world where jobs are constantly changing, industries are shifting, and pressure keeps piling day by day, it is only right for us to ask the questions like, are we in the right path? How can I have a career that I love? And how can I be able to sustain it? How can I be able to grow in it without losing myself in the process? Now, this episode is dedicated for us who are starting out, us who are rebuilding from a setback, those who want to switch lanes, and of course, those who want to grow within their career. Joining me is an expert who will take us through and help us and break down how possible it is for us to have a career that aligns with our gifts, our value, and of course, our dreams. So please sit back, relax, as we design the career that you have always wanted. As always, I welcome you at home to keep this conversation going on all our social media pages at KBC Channel 1. You can also reach me at Ashiko the host across all social media platforms, or you can reach us on Dadas Show KBC on Facebook. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, and leave us your comment. What kind of, how are you stuck in your career? What would you like to learn from this show? We definitely look forward to hearing from you. But before we get into today's very engaging conversation, let's take a look at the following feature.
In a world where everyone seems to be in motion, finding the direction you should take can feel overwhelming. For many young people in Kenya, choosing a career is one of the biggest decisions of their lives, one that carries pressure, expectations, and sometimes fear of getting it wrong. But what does it really take to choose the career of your dreams? Not the one your parents pushed, not the one social media glamorized, but the one that genuinely fits who you are, your strength, passions, and purpose. Career experts say the journey starts with one thing: self-awareness, understanding what excites you, what comes naturally, and what kind of environment brings out your best. It's a step many skip and later regret. Today, traditional paths are no longer the only options. A child who once dreamt of becoming a pilot might discover a love for coding. Someone who studied accounting may thrive in photography. And with the rise of digital careers, young people are shaping jobs that didn't even exist 10 years ago. But passion alone isn't enough. Choosing the dream career also means understanding the job market, the skills in demand, salary realities, and growth opportunities. It means asking, what does the future need and where do I fit in? From mentorship programs to online courses and internships, young Kenyans have more tools than ever to explore different paths before committing. In the end, your dream career is not just a job, it's a journey, one that evolves as you do. And choosing it requires courage, the courage to listen to yourself, to take risks, and to follow the path that aligns with your gifts. Because when you choose a career that reflects who you truly are, you don't just make a living, but build a life. For Dadas Show, I am Edna Murungi.
Welcome back. Remember, today's topic of conversation is all about having the career of your dreams. And of course, to help me unpack this, I am joined by the one and only career strategist, career coach. She will tell us what the difference is, Audrey Nkirote. Welcome so much, Audrey. And I cannot fail to acknowledge my wonderful, wonderful audience who join us every single week as we sit in, as we support each other, as we we learn, as we celebrate each other through communication. Asanteni sana. I can also not fail to acknowledge you at home who joins us every single week on Dadas Show every Sunday at 4 p.m. as we learn, as we grow, as we support each other, as we learn and unlearn, and as we grow from the experiences that we get here on this very show. So to start us off, I said, you know, you're the expert, and we talked about career strategist and career coach. You know, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what's the difference between those two. Karibu sana, Audrey.
Thank you very much, Ashiko. My name is Audrey of Audrey Career Strategists, a career development firm that has been running for nearly 10 years now. And in the last, over that time, we've been able to transition over 1,000 professionals into their next level jobs and careers that they love.
Wow.
Their dream jobs, basically. And within that time, we've been able to get them perfectly matched opportunities, which means that they are well aligned with the person, their purpose, their interests. Yes, and we've been able to, do that.
Okay, so you've said you're a career strategist. Most of what we know are career coach. What's the difference between a career strategist and a career coach?
Okay, so before I define that, I want to tell you a little bit about our industry.
Okay.
So our industry began mostly as a CV writing industry, right? I think very many HRs are actually CV writers,
Yes.
right? They don't even have to have an office, but they are CV writers in their own right. So apart from that, you may need a career coach to help you to find your path. Not just packaging your documents, not just packaging your CV, your cover letter, or your LinkedIn. So that you get a job. You have to explore what is ahead, what it is you are after, what it is you'll be comfortable in, before now you package yourself for that thing. And you also have to find out what does the market want, what is the market willing to pay for, and how much are they willing to pay for this kind of job before you commit, right? So that is where a career coach helps you, and then a career strategist. A career strategist now goes further, goes deeper.
Yes.
Goes deeper into aligning your path. With your strengths, with your interests, with your purpose, and your values.
Okay, so of course now someone starts off with a career coach, and now we are at a career strategist, which thank you so much. But I believe then you definitely do encompass the same, the same skill set as a career coach, yeah?
Yes, a career coach as well. We also do resumes. We also do the CVs.
Yes.
Yes, but it's important to note that when you are engaging somebody to do your CV, for instance, that person should speak to you. They should engage with you. If you just give them your CV and they keep quiet, for a couple of days, then they send it back. You should ask them, okay,
Thoughts?
So where did you get everything that you put into my CV if you didn't speak to me? Because you are meant to be making it better.
Yes.
And the CV is all about me. So you should have engaged me.
Wow.
Yes.
We'll even get to CV writing. I think there's somebody who sent me a message and told me, we need to continuously brush up on the CV. And I know that sending CVs was one of the things that I really, really, really disliked. You have to go and compare. But thank God for AI nowadays. That life has been made so much easier.
We need to talk about AI when we're talking about the CVs.
We will touch on AI, and of course, why maybe you shouldn't always run to AI when you're working on your CVs and your resumes.
Yes.
So now, you've talked about, and I think here we're talking to the strategist in you. We have talked about, the first step of, what is the first step of discovering your strength? Because we are looking for jobs that definitely align with our strengths, our values, our gifts. So what's the first step of discovering what am I strong at?
Okay, so definitely the first step of discovering your strengths is knowing yourself. You have to sit with yourself and see what it is you do best, what comes to you naturally. While it is difficult for other people to do, it is very easy for you to do. So you have to train yourself in reflecting, or looking at who you are, even how your day has been while you're doing a certain job. Is it something that is energizing you, for instance, or is it something that is making you feel drained and not happy? Right. And then another way, apart from introspecting and reflecting on yourself, is also seeking feedback from those around you.
Absolutely.
Finding out what they think about you, about your capabilities. What is it that they think you do very easily? What would they commend you for? What do people keep on complimenting you for or commending you for? Your colleagues, your boss, for instance. That should give you clues as to what your strengths are.
I like that. So you've talked about introspection and extrospection. So someone who sits around and let's still dwell on that a little bit. When we are talking about people, what they tell you about you, who are we looking at? Are we looking at the general public? Are we looking at members of the family? Are we looking at relatives? Because everybody's opinion could be skewed, judging that sometimes we present differently to everyone. I can't believe maybe there's someone out there who thinks I'm actually quiet, so whose opinion in this particular case, when we're looking for a strength, should we really seek out?
Definitely people who are close to you, people who work closely with you. They don't have to be your confidants, but they work closely with you. Could be colleagues. You don't even have to be so close.
Tight,
you don't have to be so close with them. But
because
they're always in your space, they have gotten to watch you. Ask them what 3 things, for instance, would you say I'm strong at? And then what 3 things would you think I'm bad at?
And
I need to work on.
Only 3.
Yes. 3, so that you also don't overwhelm them. So that they are able to give you output. Anybody you're asking for something, don't ask them for too much. Just ask them for like 3 things. Let me add something little. Like when you are interacting, let's say with somebody on LinkedIn, for instance, a former colleague, and you're asking them, please endorse me for my skills, right? Don't just say, please endorse me for my skills. Give them 3 skills that they should endorse you for. Tell them, please endorse me for leadership, for project management, or for this skill, right? But if you are at the finding out phase, you can tell them, please endorse me for 3 skills that you noticed I was good at when we were working together on such and such projects.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Even your family can give you feedback.
Even your family can be able to
because they're always
you.
with you.
They're always with you. Thank you so much for that. Now, we've talked about from the outside, from the outside looking in. What about from the in looking in? And that's my next question. How important is self-awareness when choosing a career, and how can someone build it? Because I believe maybe until maybe 20 or so, maybe 2 or 3 decades ago, things like mental health, self-awareness, was a rumor somewhere in the background somewhere. But right now, it is extremely poignant for anyone who's getting a job. So how important is self-awareness when you're choosing your career? And for those who are struggling in how to be aware, how can one build it?
It's extremely important to be self-aware because if you don't know who you are, what you want out of life, what you enjoy, what are your non-negotiables, then you are going to end up in the wrong spaces. I mean, if you don't have a plan, then you're planning to fail also.
Yes.
Yeah, and anything will be it, isn't it? So when you're not self-aware, you'll find that you're ending up in spaces where in toxic environments. I know the word has been overused, but it's still relevant.
It's still very relevant, yes.
In toxic spaces with toxic bosses and toxic colleagues. You'll be working in survival mode, which means now you will not be happy at the end of the day. You will be fearful, and when you introduce fear, then you are no longer creative, you no longer have a vision that you're following after. You cannot plan long term, you cannot plan ahead. So it's very important to know what it is you want, and also your makeup. What are your natural strengths? When we say strengths, it refers to natural abilities. Then what are your skills, what you're really, really good at? And then also, what are your weaknesses? Apple, it's not me who should go there. It's not me who should do that, you know?
That's not me,
Of course, you're expected to improve on your weaknesses, but it should not be the place where you are anchoring your career on the weakness. And then you also need to know what are your values. Very important, because if you keep staying in places where your values are always being crossed or contravened, then you are slowly killing who you are. You're killing your authenticity. You're killing your confidence. You're starting to introduce self-doubt, you know, like I don't really know who I am anymore or what I am after. So you basically stagnate yourself.
So now you've mentioned all of those things, and they're so key, especially in self-awareness. Especially, let's look at, because one of the categories of people who we wanted to discuss are people who are starting out. So, for instance, someone has just finished Form 4. You know, they're looking at what is my career. And of course, you've come from a very malleable space of your life, teenagehood. You really, some of the questions you're asking, someone really does not know. What are my strengths? What are my values? What are the things what are my non-negotiables? You know, some of those terms are very big. How does someone go about getting more self-aware, especially with the end result being finding out what my career would be?
Okay. So for people who are starting out, I would recommend they get a mentor. Very early. I remember when I just finished campus, I didn't even know how to do a CV. And those days, I don't think, we didn't have AI and Google. We didn't have a lot of that stuff. So I got my neighbor. I just went to my neighbor's house, and she was a lecturer, and asked her, how do I do a CV? Right. So get a mentor who is in a professional space. Who can help you as you start getting into the career space. They can give you advice of where maybe you can try for jobs. They can be your sounding board as you prepare, and even as you introspect after the interviews, you know, or after you've gone through a role for some time. Because these things you have to go through so that you also learn. You can't learn on this side.
You can't learn on this. You have to
go through it.
You have to go through it. And still on the mentorship, sorry about that, because now we're looking at, okay, so fine then. So this person, this graduate has already decided this is the career that I want, and I'm going to look for a mentor. What do people look out for? Because that is one thing that we're very, very petrified, especially as parents, you know, because this is a very young, very, very impressionable teenager, and we're looking at the mentor that they have picked is just someone who, because they've got blings, don't judge, I also have blings, but they've got money or they've got this, because at that particular time, their attention is very diverse. So what are the qualities of a good mentor? Okay,
a good mentor would be somebody who is where you would like to go. So if your son brought you a DJ, for instance, that's telling you something, as much as you'd like to as much as you'd like to refute it. So a good mentor is somebody who who has walked through the path that you want to walk through, and they can guide you through the ropes. Yeah, so when you are going about getting a mentor, it's important to have that conversation with somebody. Let them know that you want them to hold your hand as you start out in that career space, and can you meet them regularly, you know? Prescribe what regularly would mean. Can I meet you once a week, you know, to have career conversations, for me to tell you about my experience as I'm looking for a job, so that I don't go too far astray. You know, you can always bring me back. So as you're looking for a mentor or talking to a mentor, you should also look for somebody who is available, somebody who can create time for you.
Yes.
Because people are busy, and they will create time only for that which they value.
Absolutely.
So if you're not important to them, they will not create time for you. I remember when I was looking for a mentor, I talked to 3 ladies, and they were all so busy. Yani, to get them, it was a struggle. So I was like, there's no mentorship that will happen. It will happen here. Because they were in that life season where everything was just happening, and they just didn't have time for me. Yeah. Then also be ready not just to take, but also to give. Yeah, that's actually where you'll get them.
Yes.
Yeah, because some of these mentors, they also need help with stuff. It's not clear to them what help they need sometimes, or whether they can ask you.
Yes.
But you may find you're good at these computer things.
Yes.
You're good at writing up documents and reports and templates with AI. You know, you can help them with such things. So offer something. Yeah, can I be doing this for you? And then after that, we can sit and talk. We also create time to talk about my career. Yes.
I like that a lot. I think the power play comes when it's the person, it's the mentee who is suggesting, can I do ABCD for you?
Yes.
You know, because I think, like I mentioned to you, there was an instance when I was looking for a mentor, much younger. You got somebody who, of course, wants to mentor you, they want to do this, but you end up being an errand girl for that person. And at the end of the day, you're finding that there's nothing I'm learning, there's nothing, I mean, all I'm doing is running errands.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, perhaps I became a very good errand runner, but at the end of the day, that's not why I had actually gotten, sourced the services of this person.
I understand that. But at the same time, it's important for people who are starting out, or fresh graduates, to know that they actually need to earn some experience. And where will they earn that experience if they are not in
running
that
errands.
Workplace, if they are not interning or volunteering or attached somewhere? Yeah. So while you'll be given the errands, also attach yourself to somebody in the office who can give you work.
Oh, nice.
Don't just sit there and wait for people to call on you. Ask, can I help you with this? Or can I sit by and watch what you're doing? You know, like, always want to get involved. So you need to be hungry, you need to be innovative. Thank you so much.
Now, there's something that we always talk about: career fulfillment. You know, what does career fulfillment actually mean in practical, everyday terms? You know, like we said, we like throwing jargon. Not that fulfillment is jargon, but what does career fulfillment mean in layman's?
So when we say we are fulfilled, it means that we have what we need, and even maybe what we want, right? So in terms of career, do you have what you need and what you want? So when we think like that, we may find that we're probably thinking, now I'm in the monies, I'm making my millions, I'm making my millions, you know, I'm chopping. But that's not all it means. It basically means that you are aligned. You are aligned with the right job, with the right career, with the right organization, with the right industry, with the right Yeah, environment, basically.
Wow.
Because environment is also key.
Yeah.
Is also key because you'll find somebody who doesn't like or doesn't do well working in an office, going to work every day, sitting in
8
traffic.
to 5, exactly.
Yeah, they don't do well. But when they are at home, they do very well. Even in the midst of chaos with their children and all, they're still able to do the office job and do it and exceed. Yes.
Wow. What other practical examples might you have?
Okay, so a lot of professionals come to us because number one, they are feeling stagnated. They are not growing. So growth is a key component of feeling fulfilled. Just like a plant, if it's not growing, then it's dying. Even companies, we've heard that the companies that stop growing, stop taking on new challenges, also die, and we've watched them die out. Then others come because they do not feel respected.
Yes.
They do not feel treated well. They do not feel recognized for all their effort. Yes, and recognition is not only in terms of pay, yeah? Even the words that you are told, you know, like your boss shouldn't steal your limelight or your praise. When you do something, they should acknowledge you, yeah. But of course, the money factor is also important.
It's also a nice one. It's a very great motivator.
It is a great motivator. And what I will tell women who are watching this show today is that there is money. Imagine there is money out there to be had if you want it. If you want it.
Yeah.
When I was getting into business, I didn't have money to get into business. But fortunately, I met a coach, a startup coach.
Yes.
Yeah, an African, actually Nigerian, who told me, I took a course of his, and he was basically saying, there is so much money out there for businesses.
Yeah.
You just need to know where to find it, and I can tell you where to find it.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to go to a bank. So you see, that really freed me up. So in the same manner, women should know that there is money out there. You do not have to tie yourself to that low salary. You do not have to stay in a job that you do not like or that does not reward you effectively.
Wow.
Yeah.
And speaking of women, you know, women struggle with a few things, especially when it comes to our careers. You know, there's imposter syndrome, there's self-doubt, you know, and that definitely stops us from aiming for bigger opportunities. You know, that has been said for countless of years.
Yeah.
How do we go about breaking that cycle? Because you're saying there's money out there, sawa, I know, but here I am, I'm scared, I've got imposter syndrome, you know, I have doubt myself 24/7. How do I change that in the year 2026?
It's true. So women really do suffer a lot of imposter syndrome, like you're saying. And imposter syndrome is basically where you feel like you are overselling yourself, you're overselling your abilities, like you're shining more than you should. Yeah, but in actual fact, what is happening is that you're not doubting your abilities or that you can do something, but you are doubting that you should actually shine. You're doubting that you should actually be in a limelight.
Yeah.
You know, you're feeling like you could be a bit too much. You know, people
like you
will
need
see
to
like,
tone it down a
like
little bit.
I need to tone it down. Yeah, and it's a really bad thing, and it's because women, we've gotten used to, you know, you should be seen but not heard. You know, there's a lot.
Be quiet, you know, African society, and I think we all stem from that, regardless of how modernized we may be. Always taught wewe ni msichana, behave kama msichana, you know, be timid, be pretty, be kind, be silent.
Only say what is agreeable.
Only say, actually the word is agreeable. And the moment that you stop being agreeable, then you become a disruptive.
In fact, one one of the ways you can begin in, killing this imposter syndrome is really listening for what people say about you.
Okay.
Because if they keep telling you, you're such a good girl, you're loyal, yeah, I can trust you. Your boss says that about you, but they never talk about your skills. They never talk about how well you do your work. Start wondering why are they talking like my father, or like my uncle, or like that other bad boss who used to keep me in the
So I like that. So that's one, and then we'll move on to a couple of more. So that's one lesson that, of course, we're sharing with our viewers. So listen out to how people talk about you. Are they talking about you character-wise, or are they talking about you in terms of your skill set? Okay, wow. What other way can we overcome this?
Okay, one other way is also getting people around you who believe in you, who believe in you and your capabilities, and they are always telling you, no, go shine, you know. Have those people around you, not people who are telling you to reduce yourself. When you tell them you want to look for another job, they're like, hey, do you have this and this education? Do you, you know, you should probably go back to school. Or if you're looking for a job and you're out of work, they're like, hey, you've been out of work for 6 months. You should ask for less than you are earning. And that's a mentor. No, no, that's not a good mentor. A good mentor will tell you that your skills have not rotted within that 6 months, within that 1 year, within so many years that you have not been working. In fact, you have been rounding out your skills with new experiences and exposure.
Wow.
Yeah,
I like that.
So we've been able to get jobs. Even for a lady, there's a lady I remember who had over 20 years, a 20-year gap.
From when she was employed to when she was coming to you guys.
And when she was employed back then, when her babies were small, she had only 3 years experience. So she came back when her children now are in university. And she was like, now I've been in business, now I'm ready to go back to work, and I want to work for the UN. So she's still on track to the UN. We haven't gotten to the UN, but she has a very good job. She has
a very good job.
Yes.
I'm happy about that kind of confidence, because the problem is, I think most people, the moment you've done even 2 years, or something of the sort, by the time you even mention to someone you want to go back to employment, you start being told about your skill set is not relevant at this particular time. You may need to go back to school. And I think the thought of us of going back to school, you're like, ay, wacha ikae, basi wacha nifanye kile nitafanya. How does someone seated right now watching me is going like, Ashiko, please? How do I know? You know, what are the signs and the symptoms, please?
Okay, of course, it's what you said earlier, where you don't feel like going to work. You don't feel like getting up and going to work.
That's not kawaida.
Any day. No, it's not kawaida. Or you're making excuses not to do work. Or you are actually doing work that used to be very simple for you, and lots of errors in your work. Your boss is always complaining. They're like, hey, what's happening? Hey, you've stagnated. Now you're bored, out of your mind.
Now you're bored.
So there is nothing you can do right. So you actually have to get out of that environment and get into a new exciting environment.
So now when you've already noticed that, you don't feel like going up. And I like the fact that you've used the simple ones. You don't feel like going to work. And even though you do make it to work, you're making many errors. Tasks that used to be simple are taking you forever. How do you get out of that? When, especially if you're thinking about switching, you know, you're like, you know what? Like, I think for someone like me, I didn't start off in production. And then now I'm the happiest I've ever been. But I think mine was per chance. But how does someone go about switching from, especially across industries? How does someone go about doing that?
Okay, so first of all, it's dreaming. What is it you dream about? Which kind of roles do you dream that you're holding? What do you dream that you're earning, how much? Or rather, what it would translate to is, what kind of life would you be living?
What kind of life, yeah, what's your vision board?
Yes, what's your vision board? I mean, what kind of job can help you to get that kind of life? And when you think of a job, does it make you smile? Does it make you happy to think about it? Such that even if you're sick, even if you are fatigued, you will still be able to do the job because it's something that you love. Even if you're discouraged, you've hit several setbacks within that role, you will still be able to do it. Yeah, that's one of the ways.
Okay, so now here I am and I'm transitioning, but I'm thinking I already have a job. I'm looking for the practical steps. So here I am and I want to move from employment to entrepreneurship. What are the practical steps?
So the first thing you need to do is not to say,
bye-bye, yes.
Bye-bye. And don't allow it to get it to that point. Don't allow it to go so bad that it gets to that point where you just resign without another alternative. So work on things before things get really bad. So one of the things you need to do is to identify where you would love to work, or in which role, and get somebody who is in such a role, who can help you to understand their role, help you to understand their environment, help you to understand how to get into that role. And you might not have somebody like that in your immediate environment, so you may need to make a new friend. Let's say on LinkedIn. But how do you get this friend to notice you and they don't know you? Fine, you can send a connection request and they can very kindly accept your connection request. But if you don't know how to properly engage with that person, they will not get to learn you and know you for who you are, and then also be able to tell other people about you and your skills. So you have to go through a process where you learn to befriend people genuinely. That what is called networking. The scary word of networking. And networking is simply making friends not with a selfish motive. It's making friends where you're also giving something. Like we said, when you're seeking a mentor, also seek to give.
Seek to give,
whoever you're seeking to get something out of, seek to give them something back.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I think on that note, we are going to take a short break and then we'll come back for the question and answer session. Don't go far away. Welcome back to Dadas Show. Remember, this conversation is all about how to have the career of your dreams. And of course, we are coming to you from Panari Hotel here on Mombasa Road. Now, this is definitely my favorite part of the show. This is where people get to ask questions about their careers, if they are starting, if they defaulted, if they are going back, if they want to switch it up. And this is the time we give our audience an opportunity to do so. Remember, even you at home can definitely take part and keep this conversation going on all our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. You can also reach us on Dadas Show KBC on Facebook, and Ashiko the host across all social media platforms. Give us your thoughts on this conversation. Where are you stuck in your career? What do you want to do? And how do you get your dream career? So let's start us off with Anne. Anne, karibu sana.
It's not everyone who has an opportunity to choose a career. Years down the line, the person might question, am I in the right place? So how do you keep the zeal? How do you keep going in that career if you're in that situation?
why you may be feeling like that is because there's probably something that you're interested in doing, and you're not able to do it. You may actually be earning very good money at this point, but you are not feeling personally fulfilled because everybody was created with their own path, with their own purpose. However small they may see it to be, everybody has a purpose in this world. So what you need to do is to start getting back on track. And like we said, don't immediately put out your resignation and say, you know, that you've gone to pursue your dreams, right? Start working on your dreams. Pole pole, so you have to be the project manager for your career. You have to decide, okay, where am I going? If you need clarity on where you should go, then you should work with somebody like me, a career coach or a career strategist, to help you identify where you should go, and then help you to break down that into small, achievable or manageable steps, which could incorporate going back to school or a refresher course. It could incorporate shadowing somebody in the job that you love. And in some organizations, some big corporates actually, they do allow for that. You can work your main role, but you are able to still go to another department and do some hours. So that you start feeling confident again. But your dreams are valid. So you should definitely chase them. Should definitely chase them. So where people get stuck is where you're already earning very well, and you are saying that when you're going to start, you have to start much lower. And sometimes people haven't considered that they have to start much lower in terms of salary. So when they hear that, they're like, oh my goodness.
Wacha tu nikae
exactly, pahali niko. But there are other ways you can develop that experience without even having to immediately leave the thing that is feeding you, the role that is feeding you.
Thank you so much. That was really eloquently put. Asante sana. Let's move on to our next audience member, and that is Gloria. Gloria, karibu sana.
What is the boundary between like growth on your weaknesses and impersonation or like of an identity? Like, let's say for example, you're not really outspoken and you go into an industry that you actually love. So is it okay to work on your communication skills and be more outspoken?
We all have things that we feel are weaknesses, that are not serving us very well in the roles and the spaces that we have chosen to work in. So I hear you. How far should you change? Before you change into somebody completely different and you start feeling like the imposter actually, right? So what I'll say is that it's important to improve on your weaknesses and to meet the part of the roles that you're playing. I don't think there's any role that doesn't require you to be a good communicator. Especially when you go for an interview, you have to defend yourself, isn't it? You have to present your skills. If you're not able to talk, then it's just too bad. Nobody will know about the super skills that you're carrying. So definitely you have to be a great communicator. But do you have to be doing what Ashiko is doing every day? No, that's not what I'm saying. So when you have an area that you maybe, we are calling it a weakness or you're improving on, that is not the place now to anchor your role. Don't go and apply for Ashiko's job, right? There are definitely things that you do very well. Anchor your role on those things, that you are very confident about, that occur to you naturally. But of course, continue improving on these other areas.
I love that, you know. So don't go impersonating other people. And I like what you're saying, because I think there's some people who break their limbs trying to change and be someone completely different. And I think that goes back to self-awareness. But I think generally in the job market, everybody is always told to capitalize on their strengths, you know, more than their weaknesses. Thank you so much for that. Gloria, I hope your question has been answered. Our next question or comment is from Aggie.
Let's say a person has come out from high school, they have gone to college with a particular mindset for a certain career, and then in the course of maybe doing their studies maybe in the university, they get to drop out. After that, they go to the world and experience other career paths that do not really reside with that person, and then in the long run they go back to doing what they wanted from the start. How can you help that person to maintain the same energy and enthusiasm that they had when they started studying for the career that they wanted?
This is basically imposter syndrome showing up. Yeah, so what you need to do with imposter syndrome is that you need to remind yourself of your capabilities, number one, yeah, that you are really capable. If it is maybe a language you had learnt and you've kind of forgotten, you feel like you've forgotten, right? You can go for a refresher course. It doesn't mean that you've forgotten the whole thing, right? Yeah. Then the other thing you can do is start saying yes to roles in this path even before you gain the experience. You'll never be completely ready. We have heard many times that women wait to be 100% ready. Whenever you tell them to take a move, they tell you, I need to go back to school for another course in this, or I need to do this other thing to prepare. So you'll never be completely ready. And there's nobody who is ever perfect for the role anyway. Yeah, there are always trade-offs. So trust yourself, and one way of doing that is when you get a win, when you do something well, yeah, write it down. Write it down. Have a wins journal that you will be visiting. When you look at it, it will remind you, haya, kumbe, I'm the one who did this.
Kumbe niko sawa.
I am okay.
Yeah. Wow.
And
I
of
love
course,
that.
just surround yourself also with those positive voices who are telling you that you can do this.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that very much. I don't know, Aggie, how you're feeling about that. I'm very, you know, it's very, and it's a question that I think even many women, even mothers go through. You know, you left a career that was budding, you took off, you've experienced life, you've experienced motherhood, you've experienced all of these things, and you keep on wondering, how can I go back? How can I find my footing? Our next question is to one Mr. Simon. Simon, karibu sana.
What do you do when you find yourself at a situation where you are looking for a job at a farm, but then the farm requires a 3 to 5 year job requirement, but you are fresh out of college?
What I would encourage you to do is to seek through this experience through volunteerships, through attachments, through internships, yes, where you may not even be paid, but you're earning the experience, which means after you have earned the experience, even if you did not have a serious title, and you were not earning good money, you should still quote that experience in your CV. It is relevant. Include it.
Let's finish off with Lina. Lina, karibu sana.
How can you balance between the career you're passionate about and practicality on how you're going to choose a career that earns you money?
What I'll advise is you don't let go of your passion. Don't let go of it, and don't also let go of your job so that you can chase your passion, right? You can do your passion on the side, isn't it? Like after a day of accounting, you can go and dance, or you can go and do football, isn't it? Then you can also use your career to feed your passion in terms of to finance your passion or building up your passion, so that now you can be able to transition fully into doing your passion, isn't it? Yeah, and of course that means not only building up the passion, maybe you like to grow things or keep chicken, you develop the chicken house, you keep your chicken, you get experience in keeping your chicken. You can become a consultant in accounting while you do the chicken business. Then finally you can totally quit accounting, isn't it?
What word of advice do you have for a woman who's watching you right now and aspires to have the career of her dream?
I'll say that your dream is valid, that you should definitely chase that career of your dreams. Find somebody who can work with you in getting you to that point. Yeah, so we get a lot of professionals who come to us when they are downtrodden, they've been treated so badly at work, they no longer believe in themselves and their abilities. When you ask them how much they want to be paid, they're just like the same, you know, or even slightly less, or maybe inakwanga 20% or 30%, they always ask that increase, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can be paid multiples of what you are earning currently because you are in the right role. So work with a coach. What I'm saying is I'm encouraging women to take up professional coaching. Because a coach has been trained to walk with you and to help you get what is inside you out of you. Make a plan and make the plan happen.
Wow, thank you so much. So engage the services of a professional coach. You can't have the career of your dream without investing in that. So we have definitely come to the end of another completely delightful educational episode of Dadas Show, where we have been talking about having the career of your dreams. I hope wherever you are at home that this conversation has been beneficial to you. You've been able to learn a thing or 2 or 10. So on behalf of the production team at KBC, our location partner, Panari Hotel, my wonderful guests and panelists, we thank you all for tuning in, and we will catch you same time, same place next week. But for now, goodbye.